Here is the story on how I made $134,000 in Tesla shares. Sharing this story, I hope it makes you a better investor, learning the mistakes that I made and the good I derived out of it. The story goes a long way back. If all these events didn't happen, I wouldn't have made $134,000. Tesla first IPO'd back in 2010 and I bought shares at $30 shortly after. I'm a genius, right? Then Tesla shares proceed to surge to $40 and I sold it off thinking I made a really good profit. What a shit! When Tesla shares surge to $100, you know that feeling that there's no way you're going to ever buy the shares that high. Well, I was wrong again. Tesla's stock price surged to $240 and I was really like, Well, Tesla eventually dropped back down to $180 and I backed the bullet. I bought some shares. When the stock price climbed back up again to $200, I thought, hey, I was a genius and I sold it off again. And I waited for $180 to buy the stock again. It never came. The stock surged to $360 and again, I was like, You guys know I'm a big fan of Elon Musk and I get lots of inspiration from Elon. And he said this.
So one of the things in physics is like you should always assume that you're some degree wrong and your goal is to be less wrong. This is a very important frame of mind. People tend to assume that they're right and they must prove that they're right. You're definitely wrong to some degree. The question is how wrong and can you be less wrong tomorrow?
You see, I know I'm never 100% right and justifying why I'm right is probably something I want to avoid. So I derive many lessons in life and I try to be less wrong the next day. We all know what happened next. For about a year, Tesla was trading violently sideways around $300. I accumulated some shares and traded options, profiting massively from the Tesla sideways movement. However, one thing always kept bugging me at the back of my mind. I know one day Tesla in the future, Tesla's evaluation and potential to be recognized by the markets and market capitalization will eventually climb up to $500 billion to $1 trillion in my lifetime. A big part of me also wanted to hold shares no matter what the reason, because I strongly believe in Tesla's mission of accelerating the world into sustainable energy. But I also wanted to give a middle finger to the short. It matters a lot to me because my family had a history of cancer and I've seen many lives destroyed by the shit corporations done to our environment. The air you breathe in now is very much different from the air people breathed 100 years ago. Before I move further, can you help me smash the like button? It goes a long way telling YouTube algorithm to share good content. Eventually, we all know what happened to Tesla shares earlier this year. From a high of $360, it plummeted all the way to $180 in a matter of few months. A 50% drop in share prices felt like what I was going through during the last financial crisis. I knew if I missed this chance, there's a high chance I'll never see the price at these levels anymore. The thing is, I didn't have a lot of money in the bank as most of them were non-liquid cash. You see, I do not have the money, the time, the resources. I have Tony Robbins stuck at the back of my head. It's the lack of resourcefulness being the problem.
Everything you people have told me, I didn't have the technology, I didn't have the right contacts, I didn't have the time, I didn't have money. Everything you've told me, I didn't have enough Supreme Court justices, those are resources. And so you're telling me I failed because I didn't have the resources. And I'm here to tell you what you already know. Resources are never the problem. It's a lack of resourcefulness is why you failed. Because the ultimate resources are emotional states.
Also, after investing and teaching people to invest over 10 years, I know timing the market is an illusion.
Nobody can predict consistently a market will rise or fall. It's a delusion if you can time the market by jumping in and out at the right time.
90% of fund managers and retail investors do not beat the index. So I did what I did. I thought of every way possible to get as much money as I can. No money was an excuse, and the lack of resourcefulness being the biggest problem, I called the banks. I spent days looking for the lowest interest rates I can take up. I talked to friends and business partners whom I built trust over many years. I wrote promissory notes against my assets. Whatever it took, the money I raised, I made sure I could pay it back if Tesla went bankrupt. I didn't raise money that I couldn't pay back. And that is very important to understand this. I didn't manage to buy Tesla shares below 200. It took me quite a while to raise the money. It wasn't easy, however, I had Tony Robbins drill into my head. The good news is, I bought the shares at $201. This is my real account. If it's a simulated account, it's a yellow bar on top. Today, the share price is where it is today. I'm paying back everything and I intend to hold this as long as I can. You see, if I didn't gone through those life lessons, I would have probably never made $134,000. I probably bought the shares and sold it off at $220 or $240. You know, sometimes in life, we are put through certain life lessons to make us better. I'm glad I made the mistakes of the past to be smarter and to be less wrong today. I'm sure you have similar experiences before, and do share with me in the comments below on your experience in life. It could be in both money and life lessons. Again, can you help me smash the like button if you learned something today? I would really appreciate it. Remember, invest safe, invest long term, and thank you, Elon Musk.
And I like one of the most difficult choices I ever faced in life was in 2008. I think I had maybe $30 million left, or $30 or $40 million left in 2008. And I had two choices. I could put it all into one company, and then the other company would definitely die, or split it between the two companies. But if I split it between the two companies, then both might die. And when you put your blood, sweat, and tears into creating something, or building something, it's like a child. And so it's like, which one am I going to let one starve to death? I couldn't bring myself to do it, so I split the money between the two. Fortunately, thank goodness, they both came through.